Good morning. My name is Shalini, Assistant Professor from CSC Department. So today's topic is jumping statements. Let's see what are these jumping statements in C, right? So jumping statements are the control flow statements that transfer the control to the specified location or out of the loop or to the beginning of the loop. There are three jumping control statements. Let's see jumping control statements. We are having break, continue, and go to. So let's see how this break statement will work. The break statement is used within the looping control statements, switch statement, and nested loops. Let's see the syntax for the break statement. So you are having what a test condition within the loop, and if the condition is true, then inside that one you are writing break. Then break will get you the control out of that particular loop, right? If it is false, then you will be going to the next statements which are there outside of your loop, right? So this is the general flow chart for your break statement. Then see where and when to use break statements. The break statements is used within looping control statements, switch statement, and nested statements. So very important. The break statements are only used under these three things, that is nothing but looping control statements, switch statements, and nested statements. When it is used with the for, while, or do while statements, the control comes out of the corresponding loop and continues with the next statement. Right? When it is used with the for, while, or do while, the control comes out of the corresponding loop and continues with the next statement. Break allows the programmer to terminate the loop. A break statement causes control to transfer to the first statement after the loop or block. When it is used in switch statement, the control comes out of that switch statement within which it is used. The break statement can be used in nested loops. If we use break in the innermost loop, then the control of the program is terminated only from that innermost loop. So these are the important points which are to be remembered while using this break statement. So now see one example for this break statement. So if you want to print the numbers from 1 to 10 with using this break statement, let's see what would be the output for this general code that have been returned in the program here. So if you want to print the numbers from 1 to 10 and if you have used break by using this condition, let's see how it will work, right? Now see, for the first time your x value will be 1. So 1 less than or equals to 10 condition true, you are just printing the x value, right? Then you are checking the condition. If x is equals to 5, then you are saying break and you are incrementing the x value, right? Then your x becomes now 2 and you are printing that x value and you are checking the condition whether 2 equals to 5 or not. 2 is not equals to 5, so you are incrementing your x value to 3. Then 3 less than or equals to 10 true, you are printing x as 3 and you are checking 3 equals to 5 or not. It is not 5, so you are incrementing your x to 4 now. Then 4 less than or equals to 10, it is also true. You are printing the next value of your x, that is 4, and you are checking whether 4 equals to 5 or not. It is not true, so you are incrementing x to 5 now. Then again check the condition. 5 less than or equals to 10 true. You are printing the x value and you are checking 5 equals to 5 or not, and you are saying break. Because if 5 equals to 5, if it is true, then you are going inside that particular if condition, and inside that one you have seen what break there. So if the break is found, you are just coming out from that particular loop there. You are not having any statements to get executed. So it will print the numbers only from 1 to 5 because you have returned break there. It will not print the next values or after 5, that is 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 are not printed. So your output will be only from 1 to 5. So this is the output if you use break statement in this program like this. Now see the next one, that is nothing but the continue statement. It is sometimes desirable to skip some statements inside the loop. In such cases, the continue statement is used. Let's see the syntax for this continue statement. test condition. If the test condition is true, then you are saying just continue. If you use continue, then it is just continuing that particular loop without printing the statements which are there, right? If you use then false is false, for suppose if the condition is false, then you are saying that the remaining part of the loop will get executed because your condition is false there, then the statements which are there after that particular loop will get executed because your condition is false. So this is nothing but continue. Then let's see about this continue statement. A continue statement is used within loops to end the execution of the current iteration, to end the execution of the current iteration and proceed to the next iteration. A continue is used within loops to end the execution of the current iteration and proceed to the next iteration. It provides a way of skipping the remaining statements in that iteration after the continue statement. It provides a way of skipping the remaining statements in that iteration after the continue statement. Statement should be used only in loop constructs and not in selective control statements. All these are nothing but the important points to be discussed about this continue statement. Let's see one example here. If you want to print 1 to 10 numbers and if you don't want to print the numbers which are divisible by 3, then how to write a program? So here you are writing x less than or equals to 10 and you are checking the condition whether that x value is divisible by 3 or not. If it is divisible by 3, you are just incrementing the x value and you are saying continue. If you write continue, then that particular statement will not get printed if it is true, right? And you are writing some other statements outside of that particular loop. Let's see how this will work. See, for the first time 1 less than or equals to 10 will be true, then you are checking whether 1 mod 3 equals to 0 or not. If it is false, then just you are printing the x value and you are incrementing the x to 2 now. Then 2 less than or equals to 10 again true, you are checking 2 mod 3 equals to 0 or not false. So you are printing the x value 2 and you are incrementing x to 3 now. Then 3 less than or equals to 10, it is true. You are saying whether 3 mod 3 equals to 0 or not. It is also true. And you are incrementing x to 4 now. And you are saying just continue. Without printing the x value, you are just saying continue. Continue means again you need to repeat that loop. Because x got incremented to 4, then it will check whether 4 less than or equals to 10 or not. And it will check whether 4 mod 3 equals to 0 or not. It is not 0. So you will be getting like what the value of x will be incremented to 5 now. Then again incremented to 5 now by printing the value of x and you will be checking whether 5 mod 3 equals to 0 or not. It is also false. So you will be printing the value of x as 5 like that. You will be incrementing the x value and you are not going to print the number which is divisible by 3 because you are saying continue. So that particular value will not get printed because you are saying just continue. If the condition is satisfied, you are just saying continue. So if you see continue keyword, then it will be just repeating that loop again without printing that particular statement. So this is the usage of your continue. So it will print the values like 1 to 4, 5, 7 and 8 and 9 and 8 and 10. So it will not print the values of what? 3, 6 and 10. Because why? You have returned the condition like that. If it satisfies the condition, you are saying just continue. So it will not print the values which are divisible by 3 and it will only print the values which are not divisible by 3. So you will be getting the output like 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 10. Now see how this go to statement will work. Go to statement is used for unconditional jumping, right? We can move the control from any part of the program to any other part of the program with the help of go to statements. Generally, the program flow will be from top to bottom. If you want to move the control from one part of the program to another part of the program, you can use this what go to statement. Let's see the syntax, how this go to statements will work. So you are having two types of go tos, that is nothing but forward jump and backward jump. So you will be having here a keyword called label. You need to write this label. According to that label, you will be jumping from one statement to another statement. Let's see how this forward jumping statement will work. you are writing go to of label, so you are going to label by performing some task. You are going to that particular label and you are printing some statements. If your label is down uh, down towards the go to, then you will be saying that it is your forward go to. You are going forward, okay, by calling the label. Now see, you're having some statements and you're calling label after that one, right? Go to of that particular label, and if your label is there above that particular statements, then you will be saying that it is your backward go to, because you are saying go to that particular label and your label is there back of that particular statements, then you are saying that it is your backward go to. So these are the two ways of go-tos, forward and backward. Let's see one example. If you want to print, if you want to print a person is, if you want to print whether a person is passed or not, you need to write the program. You need to know the total marks of the program. If the total marks of the program is greater than 50, you have taken the label as pass and fail. You are saying go to pass. Then it will go to that particular label. Here pass is nothing but the label. It will print congratulations, you made it, if the condition is true. But if you take the value which is less than that particular value, means 50, then you are saying that you will be going to else part and you are saying go to fail, and that fail part will get printed. Better luck next time if your value, the condition is false. So this is nothing but your forward go to. This is an example for your forward go to. Now see the another example for your backward go to. Void main in 10 equals to 1. You have returned label and you are writing and you are saying if n less than or equals to 10, 1 less than or equals to 10 true, you are saying go to label. Go to label means it will go to that particular label and it will print that particular n value, and your n value will get incremented later. Like that, you will be checking the another condition 2 less than or equals to 10. It is also true. Then you are saying go to label. It will go to that particular label and it will print that n value, and n value will get incremented. So like that, so on. You will be repeating these particular statements using this label, and this label we call it as what? A backward label, because after some statements you have returned like go to that particular label. So label is there above, so that particular label will get executed. So it is nothing but your backward go to. So this is a program, this is an example program for your backward go to. Have you understood forward and backward? So these are the two programs which are important for your go to statements. Now see how to avoid these go to statements. Though using go to statement give power to jump to any part of the program, using go to statements makes the logic of the program complex and tangled. In modern programming, go-to statement is considered a harmful construct and a bad programming practice. The go-to statements can be replaced in most of the C program with the use of what? A break and continue statements. In fact, any program in C programming can be perfectly written without the use of this go-to statement. All programmers should try to avoid go-to statement as possible as they can. So thank you.